Hey, Pottery peeps. So, just realized today was Saturday. So sorry I don't have this video up already. Life has just been, well, insane, like normal. I thought I'm just going to get on real quick to kind of give you an update about what's going on in January. I actually decided in December that I was going to take January off from the studio. Two or three things. I don't know how many points I'm going to make. I wing it, guys. There's no script, nothing. What you see is what you get, and you get it in real time. Not a lot of heavy editing, because who wants to spend the time to do that? I do edit myself in the sense that sometimes I just gotta filter myself, you know what I mean? Anyway. And also because of the tangents. So, what I'm going to do is I'm taking January off. Most potters, a lot of potters, I shouldn't say most because that's too generalized, but a lot of potters, especially production potters and so forth like that, take the month of January off because the months of, September, October, November, December are just so busy, and you're just, well, you know what it's like. And if you've been watching, you saw all the shows we did in December, all the kiln openings, all the things I wanted to do that I just didn't have time to do. Plus, the week of Christmas, let's see, what day was it? The 20th, the 21st. My grandson, Rowan, ended up at Primary Children's Hospital. He got out the 23rd, 22nd, 23rd, a couple of days before Christmas. So to add to everything, we had that added worry and stress, and just, raising kids, anytime my kids were super, super sick. Actually, my kids weren't sick. I let them eat dirt. I was that kind of mom. Well, of course I am. Come on. I live in a pottery studio, basically. But yeah, I'm not a helicopter mom. I'm not the disinfectant stuff came out in the early 90s, and everybody was disinfecting their kids and so forth, and that wasn't me. That's just, I spent most of my life off-grid, fishing, commercial fishing in Alaska, where we didn't even have running water, or we had an outhouse. We had no electricity, so I'm used to living that way. I took my kids fishing until they were old enough to say, I'm not going to do this anymore. And some of them were in their mid-20s when they said they weren't going to do this anymore, or they were making more money at their current job that they couldn't take off that kind of time to go fishing. So, and they weren't going to invest in the fishing. So anyway, see, tangent, guys, I'm just awful. Anyway, so Rowan ended up with, he's my oldest grandson. He just turned 6, and he had RSV and pneumonia. And boy, I tell you, when my kids went in for emergency surgeries or, stitches or things like that, no one was ever hospitalized for being sick. So this was super, super scary. Plus RSV and pneumonia, both of them together. Oh God, we were just scared. Just so scared. And his little brother Riker also had RSV and pneumonia, but his Rowan's oxygen levels dipped into the 70s, and Riker's didn't. And so he was in the ER that weekend that Rowan was in Primary Children's, but his oxygen levels were maintaining, and so he didn't get admitted, but Rowan was in there. They admitted him Friday, actually took him by ambulance to Primary Children's Friday night, being in the ER down here in the little town, and then took him up to Primary Children's, and he was released Sunday, Monday. So, yeah, what a way to the end of the year, especially the year we've had. So knock on wood, guys. My main goal for 2025 is no health scares and no surgery. Okay? That's it. I'm not throwing anything else out there to the universe. Just give me that. Okay? And above board for everybody in the family. No health scares. No surgeries. Okay? Whew. All right. So that's Christmas was interesting because Christmas ended up, being, we pretty much had a week of Christmas. I have 4 kids here. 3 of them are married and their families are here as well. Well, I'm here. And so trying to get everybody, you got to share with the in-laws and that kind of thing. So Christmas got extended, and the big family party that got postponed because Rowan being in primary children's, that got pushed to the Saturday after Christmas. So that whole week was still Christmas. And so taking off the month of January in the studio and not teaching and so forth was a smart idea because you just never know what's coming down the pike, right? Another reason is, if you've been with me a while, I've had 4 knee surgeries, 3 knee replacements. One was a reconstruction that they tried to fix before they had to replace it. And a gnarly car accident that tore up my shoulder. That's been the last 3 years. Actually, it won't even be 3 years until March, but in March of this year, it'll be 3 years. So I've had a lot of stuff to recover from. And I've also had, my daughter and her family had lived in our basement to save up money to buy a house. They moved out. My son and his family moved in to save up money to buy a house. They moved out. So my house is now my house. And I have wanted to do this Swedish death cleaning for a very long time. I am not a hoarder. Looking at my studio right now. Studio doesn't count, that's business. But my house has control of me, not me control of it. So 10 days ago, I started to declutter my house. And we have taken, as of today, my husband is there right now dropping off stuff to donations. This is the 6th carload. And it's out. There's so many things I haven't seen 10, 15 years, haven't worn in 20. It's amazing. I had my kids' coats from when they were teenagers. It's still in the coat closet. So I'll put up a picture if you're, I'll just throw one up on the screen. Anyway, so my house is torn apart. Now, when you start a project like that, if you're me, that project morphs into another project. One of my studio isn't big enough to glaze in. So I've been wrestling with this idea because I'm going to throw a picture up of what my beautiful kitchen normally looks like. I don't use my kitchen to cook. I use my kitchen to glaze. And because I have students, they glaze. So that also spills into the laundry room. And I have this locker room that never worked right. So I had 3 choices. I could add on to the studio, which would require a building permit, which would require so much work and so much money. And so that's obviously, plus I like the size of my studio. It's cozy and cute. And I'm not interested in teaching 20 students. I like the 2 students at a time or 3 students at a time. I like that. And then the other option is to insulate my garage. So I have a 3-car garage. One's a 2-car. Oh, let me show you a picture of that. Because, oh God, you are getting behind the scenes of how really unorganized I am right now. And I'm not an organized person necessarily, but I'm not like this. But right now we are. With the 3 shows in December and Christmas, I didn't put my tree up until the 15th, 16th. And then Rowan and Riker, everything just got thrown in the garage, in the big garage. My poor convertible's out in the snow right now, and I need a new roof on her because she leaks. And so she's leaking right now. So that's sad. So the car never got in the garage. So many things just never got done. Anyway, so there's all the stuff from the shows just got thrown in the garage. Then you know what it's like with Christmas and all the boxes. The boxes got thrown on top of that. So that's another thing that needs to happen this month. And in order to, like if I turn the small garage where my kiln room is into glazing, I would have to insulate both garages because they're connected, insulate the roof over them because they never put insulation over the roof, just over the house, and also replace the doors and insulate the garage doors. And we're in Utah and it gets cold here in the wintertime, so just insulating is not enough. I would have to figure out some sort of heat source. So again, can't afford that. I mean, I can't even imagine. I'm figuring it'd be 20, maybe 30,000 to do that. Probably be that or more to add on to the studio. So what I decided on is the laundry room and the little locker area, I'll show a picture, is gonna get redone. And redone, I never liked the laundry room. They left the cabinet doors open. I had all this Pinterest ideas to do really cute baskets, you know, that kind of, it doesn't happen. I need doors. I need to shut that crap away so it's not seen. Plus, I also have a massive cat box that my husky Cass just can't stay away from the biscuits. So that needs to be fixed too. So that's happening this month too. I finally just bit the bullet. It's like, this has got to go. This has got to be reorganized. It's got to be set up for my glazing, which will resale value work as a butler's pantry. That's the way I pitched it. So that's getting done too. So as you can imagine, part of the whole January, me taking January off, was to actually organize and clean the studio. That was the number one. Well, the way I work, I started on my bedroom. And when I'm doing a project, I'm all in on the project. And I can't stop that to come out here to work on the studio. And so the studio is being pushed because went from the bedroom to my guest room. That's now going to be my new office because my husband works from home. He took over that office, and when he's not working and having conference calls, he's gaming and killing things, and I cannot work in there with him. And so never used the guest room other than to catch all. So that guest room is being turned into my office. I'm going to paint it today because it needs painted. See how it snowballs? And anyway, so I've got an extra bedroom downstairs. It's going to be the new guest bedroom, which is perfect because when guests stay, they can be down there with their own bathroom and out of my way, right? I don't feel like I have to entertain. I'm not one of those type of people. I'm not a good, well, I'm the type of host that just come in and make yourself at home kind of host, you know, but I'm not waiting on you. No, that's not me. Anyway, tangent again. So it has morphed from going through closets, cleaning up my clothes, cleaning up hall closets, doing the guest room, making that into an office. So I'm just gradually working down the square footage of my house, and I'm just going to do the top floor this month. And then when things are nicer, I will deal with the basement because that needs to be done too. So my life, I just need to take control of my life and not have all of this stuff weighing heavy on me. Plus, if you've ever checked out the Swedish death cleaning, and I'm not sponsored or anything like this, but huge fan of all Scandinavia because I was a foreign exchange student to Finland, and I just love the mindset of the Scandinavian people. And I love the idea that when my dad died young though, he died at 48, and we had to go through all his stuff. And at 48, it's amazing what you accumulate. I'm now 57. It's amazing what I've accumulated that I don't use, that I don't need. And, you know, we've had a few really bad health scares between my husband and more so my husband, actually. Mine's just putting me back together, but his was pretty scary. And so it's like, I don't want my kids to have to go through all that stuff. They don't want this stuff, you know, so I'm just keeping what I really love, and I'm getting rid of the rest and let somebody else enjoy it. I can't believe the amount of coats I had that we don't wear. I mean, we're used to Alaskan weather. It doesn't get cold enough here. Plus, now we both work from home. We don't even commute anywhere. I'm the one who commutes. My husband commutes from the bedroom to the office, and I commute from the house out here. So I have the longest commute, about 15, 20 feet. I don't need a coat for that. Kept one coat, or I kept a coat and a couple of hoodies, right? But I kept my favorite stuff and just let it go. Anyway, that's where I'm at. That's why there wasn't a video last week, because Christmas was last week. Well, Christmas, New Year's, and then starting the decluttering, and worried about Rowan. Rowan is doing great. He did have to come home on oxygen. He is now off oxygen, and he's doing great. So is Riker. Riker bounced back a lot faster than Rowan did, but whew, tell ya, I'm tired of these scares. Whew, need a break from that. So my plans for 2025 is no surgery and health to be good, and I really want to dive into my business the way I've always wanted to. So I'm not sure what that's going to look like. I guess we're going to find out together if you stick around. If this video, if this is the first one you've watched of me. Oh, by the way, I'm Tiffany. This is Hobble Creek Pottery. I'm so bad at this. Ah. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to let you go. All right, so that's my plans for now. I'm just going to take it day by day. Right now, like, I just realized it was Saturday, and it's like, crap, I thought it was Friday. Anyway, that's why this is going to be late. But at least I'm going to get one up this week, because last week just didn't happen. And sometimes life gets in the way and it just doesn't happen. And family, to me, is my number one, and I got to babysit my new grandson yesterday, and we didn't do anything but cuddle. Bottles, cuddles, and changing diapers. It was awesome. So I got a break yesterday, and so today we're going to paint. So anyway, that's where I'm at. I hope you can get money. I hope whatever goals you're setting for this year come true. But I'm just after a positive, pain-free, happy year. So happy New Year, everybody. Go get money.